Alright, Thursday Night Live. It's 21st of December. And they're ringing the last bell. Or first bell, the stream. Normally, as the streams, get off to a slow start. And hello, Mega Leech, by the way. And hello, Hannah. Nice to see you both. Normally start while you're warming up and waiting for people to do cocktails. I don't know if I can be bothered to do that tonight, because I had the office Christmas party today, and which involved like standing up for 4 hours, and I'm weirdly tired, so I maybe won't do that. We shall see how I feel. But as usual, I've got my clarified eggnog. Oh no, Anna. Got in trouble for your smart-ass work at mouth again. Oh dear. Well, I just feel like whoever it was unleashed on probably deserved it. I'll just go out on a limb and say they deserved it. I have no evidence at all. Hey, honey, how you going? But, it's the wonderful time of the year. Okay, so you've been sweating your ass off, back dock. Went to serve a customer. Looked like you slept in your car last night. Yeah, you don't fucking say that to someone. That's rude. And Mism Creations, how you doing? Good to see you. You responded with, I did. And they went on a rant about, I must only care about partying, not working. I said, no, I'm homeless. Okay, I was joking with saying they deserved it, but seriously. Fuck. Oh my God. Oh, went to the store manager because wanted to help you. Oh, that's sweet. And then the store manager goes, she's not homeless, she's a smart ass. Oh, actually, this is... No, there's a lot of... See, look, cocktail shaker. This is the Christmas one. It's for the office Christmas, although those kind of look like they're for St. Patrick's Day. And I believe someone who doesn't understand Western traditions put together bits of clip art to make this. I do like that your boss came to you to clarify that you weren't homeless and in need. Oh dear. Oh, that is so nice. Geez, in terms of shirt design, see, that's what I like, to get different ones. And there's a lot that have a kind of similar vibe, but then there are a couple that are quite different. And God, there's a whole bunch more designs. And some of them are going really cheap on the sites I get them from. And I've been bravely resisting. I don't know, I might go on after Christmas. They might have post-Christmas sales. I might get some more because I feel like I've been good. I think I've only bought one batch of shirts this year. It's like, actually, it probably wasn't all that long ago. I was going to say it was 6 months ago, but I don't actually think it was that long ago. So considering giving homemade cookies an hour before, glad he felt the need to clarify. Don't have an oven in your car. Oh my God. Thank you for brightening up my day with that story, Anna. Oh, that is wild. I took my eggnog into work the other day. I think I probably mentioned that. On Monday, we had just a team lunch, and it was also like a farewell for my ex-boss who was leaving. and various people brought in baked goods that they'd made, and some people brought in some stuff that they'd bought. Uh, I brought in eggnog, and then it's like after lunch, I was like, okay, now if everyone's keeps it on the down low, we can have some eggnog, and they all really liked it. So that was good. Eggnog. I bought a big thing of eggs today because I'm gonna make a big batch of eggnog tomorrow. About half of which to go into a bottle to age for a year. Try it next Christmas. Seriously, every time I get the YouFoods text, my first thought is, oh, who's texting me? And then it's like, oh, yeah, okay. Of course, it is fucking. Next 4 days. Is that counting Monday? Okay, that's the thing I maybe have to do tomorrow. It's maybe already too late. Okay, we'll see. When I boozy eggnog so boozy, you can go getting festively fucked up. Well, good boozy eggnog tends to taste boozier than it actually is. Like, I don't know, it's like half not alcoholic and half alcoholic. So that's actually that's still pretty strong now. I think of it. If half your drink is alcohol, that's pretty strong. But I'm going to make it to a slightly different recipe tomorrow. I haven't exactly decided what that's going to be, but uh, that's tomorrow time. Also, I think I'm going to make a liqueur. I haven't made a liqueur for a while with whiskey or rum or maybe both. Just because that's the thing I like to do. I suppose I say I haven't made a liqueur for a little while. I did make my blood orange liqueur not that long ago, and it's really good. It's got a real blood orange zestiness to it. There's Christmas real quiet, my friend. Uh, just chilling out. Uh, that simple. Just the offspring might come over. Actually, you just remind me. I'm going to send some texts. Sorry, I'm just going. Okay, there we go. That's that. You actually just reminded me to text my offspring about Christmas. I guess our most definite plan is we're going to get Indian food. We're going to get Indian food on the weekend before Christmas, uh, which I guess is this weekend. I'm saying it like it's some far distant thing. The weekend before Christmas, we'll do that. This weekend, just going to get a whole bunch of Indian food from our favorite Indian restaurant and heat that up for our Christmas dinner. That's becoming a tradition with Mrs. Angry and myself. So, yum. Uh, Also, on the non-alcoholic drink front, a slight change from the soda waters I've been drinking. I got this in the supermarket, a Schweppes lemon lime and bitters with 0 sugar. I just want to see what it tastes like. Might be good, might be bad. We shall see. In fact, I shall discover that tonight. Actually had a lemon lime and bitters at the office Christmas party. They didn't do cocktails. So first I got a whiskey and dry ginger ale. And then I got a rum and dry ginger ale. I think I preferred the rum. The whiskey was nice. It was like Maker's Mark. And then I had a cider. And then I thought, I'm not drinking any more alcohol in front of work people. I'm going to have lemon, lime, and bitters. Honey, Blu-ray in the op shop. Packaging was stuffed into the holder. And sure enough, the main disc had been stolen. Dang. Showed the stuff. People steal CDs and DVDs, not Blu-rays. There you go. It's a bit douchey stealing from an op shop, but hey, Strictly Sega, how you going? Watching in the background, why not? Packing orders. People buying Laserdiscs around Christmas. Yeah, well, it's a great present. Anyway, someone who works in retail, people stealing anything that's not tied to. Well, yes. I mean, yeah, okay. I'm not surprised at people stealing from op shops. I just think it's a bit douchey. And again, if it's a Blu-ray, that's not like a need thing. Because I am an adherent to the thing I've seen posted on social media. It's like, if you're in the supermarket and you see someone shoplifting food or baby care products, no, you fucking didn't. Snitches get stitches. But yeah, stealing a Blu-ray from an op shop just seems kind of douchey. Throwing it out there. All right, you know what? I'm not making any cocktail videos tonight because I'm not ready. Probably make a few tomorrow. Go New Year's Eve. You're got to help me. Got to decide on New Year's Eve cocktails. So, festive cocktail, maybe a shot, maybe some shots. Stealing from a charity, yeah, it's pretty low, and it doesn't seem like a need thing. Oh yeah, no. Again, Big W is a bit different, but yes, uh, yes, and I think it is actually true that most people who shoplift probably aren't really in need. Yeah, same as a commercial, but it just seems extra douchey. Have you learn to read people well? Yeah, I mean, I did it because I was a stupid kid. Never actually got. Well, I didn't do it much, and I never actually got caught. But what I was thinking of doing? I'm going to do a rum toasting. Well, you all think and help me out of what feels like a New Year's Eve drink. Should it be shots? Should it be something sparkly like, champagne itself is boring and I don't actually like it. But I did find a couple of interesting bubbly cocktails. So I might do that. I might do some bubbly cocktails. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a taste comparison of some of my rums. Okay, so different one, Diplomatica, which has traditionally been my favorite sipping rum. 15-year-old Cuban. Okay. Wildcard Archie Triple Molasses. Okay, this is a real wild card. Rum made by a rye whiskey distillery. Single cask rum. They aged some rum in the first cask they ever filled. They still had their original first cask. All right. And Jimmy. Okay. Now I think I've probably got to make an old fashioned with the one I like most. Or if I think two of the flavours might go well together, might do a blend. But okay, let's get. I'm going to chip to the base of one of my Glen cans. Shouldn't be an issue. Just be a little bit careful because, and not when I was drunk, by the way. Taking it out of the dishwasher, it fell over and just a tiny chip out of the base. So this not going to be a blind taste test. I can't be bothered. I got this one because it's regularly on special at Dan Murphy's. 20-30 bucks off. Same as the Diplomatico, actually. I usually get it when it's on special. 20 or 30 bucks off. Just because they're Australian and I'm supporting Australian. So Archie Rose Triple Molasses. Blend of rums made with 3 different molasses. Gospel. Single cask rum. That might be the highest proof one, actually. I think those are all only 40%. This is 51%. And Jimmy Rum. Oh, wait, is that also 50%? Okay. 2 of them are 50%. Or over 50%. I think the others are all 40%. Double check. Triple rum. Oh, 46%. Okay. Diplomatico from Venezuela. 40%. And Santathema Trinidad, which is actually from Cuba, is 40%. The Australian ones go hard. All right. Camo, hello. What shots? Oh, yes. Okay, excellent. Excellent thinking. Topical. Okay, what were the big... Okay, and not depressing stories. Like I'm not doing a shot inspired by the fucking war, fucking genocide Israel seems to be inflicting on Gaza at the moment. So not that. Yeah, I think I should set something on fire. Oh gosh. That yeah, a 12-year-old stealing a pregnancy test. Dang. Camo, go month by month. Okay. Oh god, actually I'll probably do a web search on big news stories of the year. Okay, so Cuban rum. Oh man, that's rummy. That's that really nice rum aroma. Oh, it's a bit. It was like bananas. Yeah, there's that classic sort of overripe banana smell you get from a lot of rums. And so sweet. It's like sugary sweet. It's like an overripe banana that you've covered in sugar and then fried, and you got that's banana caramel. Actually, you know what? This smells like the fake bananas, the lolly bananas, which are kind of theoretically based on the flavor of a banana that doesn't exist anymore. I'm going to have to look up what the big cocktails were. I'm not going to do 12 cocktails for New Year's, but I might think of a couple. Christmas around Victoria is looking kind of rainy, but we'll see. So for the other thing, like Franco Cozzo died, Melbourne icon. So I posted the pic I had of the day I actually met him. I was in Footscray, and he was just at the back of the shop where the big mural is, washing his car. And I said hello, and he was just a lovely gentleman. I said, look, I don't want to impose, but could I get a picture of you under the mural? So he posed like the mural, and lovely guy. And I posted that, and a lot of people liked it on Twitter and whatnot. And one weird fucking rando went on this really stupid racist rant about migrants, and I was like, wow, how about, someone sets you on fire? That sounds cool. Ooh, that's the spicy. And you know what? I should actually have some soda water to rinse my palate out. I've got that Schweppes. That's going to be too strong a flavor. Oh well. Okay, maybe my palate's just going to get overwhelmed with the different rums. I don't know. I just don't know. That is actually really nice. Just that fruity sweetness is like yummo. Actually, excellent one. Oh, Strictly Sega, the Sphere. That thing they built in Vegas is trippy as hell. That is wild. Yes, I'll need to make some more Sphere ice. That's a pretty good idea, though. I don't think I've got any Sphere ice in the freezer. I have to make some. Although there might be some there. I'll have to check. I know there's a bunch of clear ice in the freezer. Yeah, no, it's just geek paradise, that thing. It's wild. I would love to see it in person. I haven't been to Vegas I don't know, 20 years. Yeah, this has got that classic sort of overripe pineapple, overripe banana flavor. It's super sweet that you get with a lot of rums. 1,000 US to $200 to watch a film, 1,000 to see you two in the Sphere. Yeah, see, that's just stupid. I just like looking at the outside of it. I'm just happy looking at the outside of it. Unless I win lotto this week, what's it going to be like $100 million? Okay, I need to duck out and get some water because I definitely want to cleanse my palate a little between tasting these rums. So that'll just take a second for me to go and get some. Well, 30 seconds. All right. Ah, lawsy, lawsy. Outside shows Clash of Clans commercials. Again, you know how much some of those games spend on their advertising? Like, they get really fucking big name people to do ads. And then there's the people who get real B and C grade celebs on Cameo to do ads for their games, which is pretty funny. See how low they've sunk. And Cairns is basically, oh yeah, pulling up their boats to the pubs. You gotta love that, definitely. Yeah, I think the Sphere is a lot of ads. Yeah, actually, well, they have a dumb name, Gillaroos, just because the men's were called the Socceroos. But yeah, Gillaroo is a female jack. But anyway, don't want to hassle them because they seem to be a really good team. Okay, so we go from Cuba to Venezuela. Beautiful caramel color. Matildas, well, why were people calling them Gillaroos at some point? But Matildas is the right one, which is a much better name. Yeah, okay. I just remember someone sort of calling them Gillaroos, and or maybe I was in Minecraft at the time. I don't know. Nice sort of viscosity, sticks to the glass. See, here's a really different aroma to the other one that was that really strong sort of bananas. Oh, thank you, Safa. See, it's a man who knows his sport. The Australian, that was it. The Australian NRL teams are Kangaroos, and they called the women's the Gillaroos, which kind of doesn't make sense. Phil, how's it going with you, matey? Long time no see. And what's up with me? I'm doing a rum taste test because that's the sort of thing I do. Oh man, that is just super pleasant to drink. That's a tough one to beat for just sipping rum. That's just so mellow, but it's got a little bit of. But man, it's actually so nice. Again, it's hardcore rum people might dislike what I like about this. Like the Cuban one had this really intense sort of banana pineapple thing going on, whereas this is much more mellow. Oh, you're doing a bit of a road trip, Horsham to Ballarat. Why not? Well, I'd been taking it. Had the office Christmas party today, where I didn't get shit faced, which is why I'm having a couple. But I am a bit tired, so I'm just advance apologies if my energy levels are low. But I'm just gonna chill. And this is so mellow. It's like a really light honey flavor. Yum oh. Yeah, not at all. I did have a whiskey and a rum and a cider, and that was over several hours, 2, 3 hours. Then I was just like, I'm not drinking any more alcohol here. And then I had a lemon bitters, and then I left. Oh man, that is really nice. Mm, so easy to drink that one. Oh man, I have so much trouble of understanding people who get shit faced at office Christmas parties. Yes, cost of living crisis cocktail, a glass of water. The Cosy Lives cocktail. I actually like that. Sparkling mineral. What are you, a millionaire? Um, it's got to be tap water. Um, uh, I actually like that as a joke, and then I think there are so many people who are genuinely doing it really hard. I might come across as an absolute dick, even like more so than usual, which is saying something, quite honestly. All right, so Diplomatico continues to be a super yummy sipping run. But now we're in Australia. Archie Rose Triple Molasses. Hmm. This is a bit funkier. It's got a real ethanol thing going on. But it's also got this is sort of that banana thing as well. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose I'm fancy because I filter my tap water. I just got in the habit because in an apartment I lived in years ago, I had to filter the water because the pipes were fucked. True Brita filter hasn't been replaced for 12 months if you're getting real fancy. Yeah. Yeah, I just got in the habit of filtering my water because of this apartment where the pipes were fucked and just like visible shit was in the water. So I'd filter it. It was not bad. It's not beating the other ones. What's that taste? I feel like I can taste the higher alcohol level in that one. Hey, bum fungus. I am doing a rum taste test of just some of my rums. I don't think it's actual saline in your tap water, Safa. Might be minerality, though, which is a very wanky way of saying it tastes like rocks. And depends where you are. The tap water can be a more or less sort of mineral flavor. Um, yeah, there are people who reckon they can tell the difference between the tap water in the different cities around Australia. Nice word, bum fungus, turbid. Hey, Dr. Jones. You filter your water, the pipes are galvanized. There you go. Safa, fine. We also had a tank. We had tank water as well. Got to get hot water. It's all brown. Oof, that's not good. No. Oh, wow. Yeah, no. Movie theater water. Bottle of water that costs $8.50. Yeah. Yeah, you get booze in a pub for that amount. All right. So actually, it's not bad, but the other one's better. So, okay. The gospel. Oh, wow. What's that? That's got a really distinctive aroma. Homer Simpson, always words to the wise. If it's brown, drink it down. If it's black, send it back. Oh, a coronation cocktail for big ears. Yeah, that was a pretty big thing. A big thing that I don't care about, but it was a big thing, definitely. I've heard a lot of people not like Adelaide water. I again, I'm not in any position to judge it. I mean, I have been in Adelaide. I guess I drank the water while I was there. Okay, what's the aroma on this one? Sort of brown sugar. Nothing too distinctive, actually. Ah, the Ghost of Smoky Joe. I don't think it was named after Smoke and Joe, but let's look it up because I'll find the website where I found the recipe and see what they said about it. I think it was on Difford's Guide. Ghost of Smoky Joe. Okay. Deliver to guests with a verbal garnish. Heidi hi, Heidi ho. Ideally, as you lift a smoked cloche covering the cocktail. I missed that. Uh, okay. Okay. So this is a riff on a cocktail called Minnie the Moocher, uh, and which was a Cab Calloway song, and The Ghost of Smoky Joe was one of Cab Calloway's follow-up songs. So there you go. It's actually a reference to a Cab Calloway song because it's a riff on another drink, which is also a reference to a Cab Calloway song. Oh, I made my own dinner, Safa. I was very fancy. I got some fancy-ish pasta from the supermarket. What they say it was, some sort of like ham derivative and smoked mozzarella, and then I cooked up some mushroom and onion, and I found this like super fucking yummy um, truffle cream sauce. You just have like a little jar of it, and uh, it's really fucking yummy. And then I put that in a big baking dish and baked it. Like put some cheese on the top and baked it. Really fucking yummy, actually. Really good. Very simple. Oh yeah, I mean, there's ravioli and ravioli, but broadly, I like ravioli. Yes. Funny thing, Dr. Jones, I didn't really take in the history of it when I made the video. Um, so actually, thank you for prompting me to look. It's a Cab Calloway song, who's a bit of a legend. He was in the Blues Brothers. For anyone who's seen the Blues Brothers. Okay, I definitely feel like you can taste the extra alcohol in this one. Ooh, but what's that little rich sweetness that comes? It's almost appley, like really sweet apples. Hmm. Ooh, and then, well, actually, then there's something slightly bitter. Hang on my tongue. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, because I can do the angry swearing thing as well. Safa, Mrs. Angry and I tend to look after our own meals. Sometimes she'll eat what I cook. Sometimes I'll eat what she cooks. But broadly, we tend to look after our own meals. Yes, Blues Brothers with Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. Cab Calloway was the guy who leads the final show when the Blues Brothers are late, and he sings the classic Minnie the Moocher. As the one goes, "Hidey, hidey, 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 ho, hidey, 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 hey." So that's why they say you hand this to someone going. I love that they called it a a verbal garnish. Hand it to someone going, "Hidey, hidey, hidey, ho," and they should respond, "Hidey, hidey, hidey, ho, hidey, 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 hey." Again, Cab Calloway, an absolutely legendary performer, and that's one of the things the Blues Brothers, because you don't get much wider than Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi in the '70s, and they really introduced a lot of classic blues and soul stuff to wide audiences. Okay, a little bit harsh actually. It's not bad. It's a little bit harsh though. Ooh, it's really sitting with me. Uh, Whew. And having gone through Catholic education, when they go and see the terrifying nun, I find that quite funny. They go to the penguin, and when they say something wrong, and she hits them across the knuckles with a hammer, ow, shit, and then she hits them for swearing, and it just keeps going, ow, shit, fuck, ow, ow, shit, shit. Oh, Rawhide. That was so funny when they're just bluffing their way into a gig at a redneck bar, uh, who hate them when they play the blues stuff. And they think we'll play something they'll like. And they do Rawhide. Their version of Rawhide is really good. And then Stand By Your Man. Uh, Phil, no one does meetups anymore. Just people stop showing up. And I got a bit fucking gnarly about giving up a day of my life. 'Cause I'm a grumpy old man. All right, finally, Jimmy Rum's Rum Rum. Oh, now that's a really nice aroma. Got that classic. This is the guy who makes this. The distillery's out on the Mornington Peninsula. He loves Caribbean rums. He was importing Barbados rums and releasing his own blend. Look, it would be a very small meetup, though. Ruxan, I'm getting all gnarly. Oh yeah, no, Phil, those were great. We had some really great days, but it's a little snapshot of history. Ooh, and this has that really funky Jamaican style aroma. Ooh, yeah. No, this is bringing the funk. Oh yeah. Okay, this is the best of the Australian ones. Mm. Ooh, it's got this real richness. And it's almost a slight sort of dark chocolate coffee element in it. Just really deep flavors. Fucking yum. We hate big crowds. Yeah. I was the one that back in the day when Dave Days came out here when he was a YouTube star and just a freakishly big crowd came. Oh, oh, that's tasty. Mm. Oof, I mean that probably wins. Oh, if Southern Hemisphere if SH means Southern Hemisphere, Sapa, you're getting it back to front. Longest day, not the longest night, and that's tomorrow. Tomorrow's our longest day. Barbados ROMs, you've had Plantation 5, Plantation OFTD, Mount Gay Eclipse, Mount Gay XO. Yeah, you get great Barbados ROMs. I've think I've got the Plantation Stiggins Fancy Pineapple over there. Whew. So yes, tomorrow is the longest day in the Southern Hemisphere and the shortest day in the Northern Hemisphere. I got Minnie the Moocher stuck in my head now. Actually, you know what I haven't tasted in a long time? Stiggins Fancy Pineapple Rum. I'm sure I've got some of it here. I do. Plantation were all talking about changing their name because it's like maybe we shouldn't actually be reveling in the fact the history of rum is the history of slavery. That's I think fucking hell, dude. I've got a few bottles with not much in them. I think I should empty them, and then I have an excuse to buy more rums. Somebody stop me. Ah. Oh no, because I have to go to a job. Yeah, it's nothing. I tell you what, it was windy just at the start of the stream. Hey, Justin, by the way. And the PS5 Pro got announced today. I don't have enough money to get one of those things. My God. Maybe next year. I don't know. You want the pineapple? Okay, I'm going to taste the pineapple. Plantation pineapple. It's relatively subtle on the nose. In fact, the fruit thing to me is more orange than pineapple. Yeah, well, the plantations were slave plantations. I don't think they ever went through with it. There was that bit where people were revisiting things, and people and Plantation were saying, "Oof, maybe we should change our name." Yeah, that I swear to God, that will be my tipping point to Strictly Sega GTA 6. Okay, that's really light and really sweet. Again, wow. Okay, it's quite pineapple-y on the taste. It's really sweet. I'm guessing they add sugar to this as well. That is pretty good. I have not tasted this in ages, and it's pretty good. Oof. Actually, I might go to might even do a day trip with Mrs. Angry because we both got like threes. Rukusan, this is rum from the Plantation Distillery. This is their Stiggins Fancy Pineapple Rum. Ooh, what the heck is this? All right. Yeah, no, it's dick pics. Oh yeah, no, Rukusan is pineapple flavored rum. Um, oh, Western Australia's been copping a pasting with heat waves this summer. More dick pics. There you go. So, Justin. All right. Oh, okay. Hmm, so many dick pics. Oh, you've read Plantation as Sugar to Trace. Hmm. Yeah, no, I'm not a rum expert. Yeah, that's just accept. That's much sweeter than any of the others. Uh, as you'd expect, I guess, with pineapple rum. Uh, Plantation still wins for easy sipping. The Cuban one is very tasty, and the Jimmy rum is the best of the Australian ones. But yeah, because particularly the Gospel single cask one has quite a bit of kick to it. I think because I'm going to make a big batch of eggnog tomorrow. Some to have and some to age for a year and see what it tastes like next Christmas. And I think it's going to have some of the um, Gospel because more than 50% alcohol just to give it a bit of kick. So that's your rock star life, Rukusan. Stressful fun, but good stories for the grandkids. Well, that might be a yes and no. We're not really doing go out date nights at the moment because there seems to be so much fucking COVID around. Uh, um, but I might not be doing a stream. I may or may not do a stream on Saturday night. Who knows? And because everything's a bit friggin' frantic at the moment, so yeah, I went to the supermarket on the way home, and it was actually really quiet. And I thought, okay, good call by me. I think it's going to get real frantic on the weekend. Like, I'm not going anywhere fucking retail this weekend. Fuck that. It's just going to be too frantic. But hey, post Christmas sales again. I'm not going anywhere retail Boxing Day, but in I guess the week following Christmas, I'm particularly going to hit the bottle shops and see if the gift packs that they didn't sell for Christmas are on special. That's a little thing I always do post Christmas. Like, ooh, you had all these gift packs that didn't sell. Are you going to sell them cheap now? Also, like there's a lot of sample packs that they really push at Christmas, where you get little sample bottles of whatevs, and when they don't sell, they're often cheap. And it's like, okay, well, this is a great way to taste this range of booze. Yeah, Phil, I wouldn't leave it later than tomorrow. I think even tomorrow is probably going to be frantic. Don't wait till the weekend. I think the weekend is going to be, freaking kill or be killed. So I'm trying to think. I was gonna do, besides doing eggnog, I was kind of in the mood to make a liqueur as well, which a rum and or whiskey liqueur, which I haven't made for a little while, and I might do that. And yeah, it's a little thing. If I empty some rums, it's an excuse to buy more rums, which I should not do. I should behave myself, but I don't know. I'm not a very well behaved boy, quite honestly. So, but my verdict of which one to have in an old fashioned might actually do a split between the Cuban and the Jimmy rum. Wo ist meine Jigger? Ooh, and I will do. I think yeah, the big ones. I'll do the tiki bitters. Where's my tiki bitters? There's my tiki bitters. I have little bottles of things that I made, and I don't even fucking remember it. I think this is my Campari substitute. And I think this is really high proof herbal spirit that I should, just probably use up. I just got weird shit from experiments. All right, got a jigger. Got my special sugar syrup. It's right here. Hey, you started something, just one kiss. I never knew that I could end up like this. It's enough. I've got sugary crust on my bottle. That sounds like a terrible sex reference, but it's not. Right, sugar. Yes, we're making an old-fashioned rum. Oops. Let's do that. And some of the Cuban rum. Not that much of this left. Need cork in this one. I don't know, I might keep this bottle when it's empty. Kind of fun bottle. I'll have to think about it. I keep fun bottles sometimes. Ooh, that's interesting. What the fuck was that? Okay. And some tiki bitters. Oh, Dr. Jones with the Starward whiskies. Indubitably old-fashioned. I'm always going to go with the old fashioned. Uh, they're just great whiskies, though. They also make a good Manhattan, a good sour. I think Nova in particular, sorry, Twofold in particular, makes a good sour because it's got these fruity notes in it. So yes, if you want a little trick with a whiskey sour, which can work really well, and I think would work really well with Nova. I keep saying Nova when I mean Twofold. Twofold. So follow a standard sour recipe, which is going to be the whiskey, lemon juice, and sugar. But for the lemon juice content, split it between lemon juice and orange juice. And I usually don't like orange juice in cocktails, but make a whiskey sour with Twofold and split the juice, the citrus bit, half lemon juice, half uh, orange juice. Real good stuff. Ugh, my tapping is so bad. Mm. Ooh, Phil, fresh oranges. I mean, my main thing I do with oranges is use them for cocktail garnishes. And then when I've stripped all the peel off, I juice them and usually use it to make a clarified cocktail. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, that's some good shit right there. Yummy, rummy, old fashioned. Um, yeah, so Dr. Jones, that's it's kind of boring actually. I'd go Solera and Nova, use them in old fashions. Twofold, use it in a whiskey sour, which is not very adventurous. Oh yeah, no, fresh citrus smells so good and tastes good. No two ways about it. I mean, I wish I had a lemon and or lime tree in the yard for all my drinks. I'd go to town. Um, but actually, look, okay, I'm on Difford's site, which is uh, a good cocktail site. Um, see if they're sorting by their top rated cocktails. Oh, actually, penicillin. That's a fun one. So, a, a penicillin is a whiskey sour that you put a ginger liqueur or ginger syrup in, and traditionally, uh, you put some peated whiskey in it as well, so it's medicinal. And use honey syrup as the sweetener. So the honey and ginger are like the traditional cold remedies. But yeah, any sort of and there are so many Manhattan variations. I do have to admit, Vieux Carré is one of my favorite. Um, New Orleans cocktails. So that's traditionally a split of whiskey and brandy and sweet vermouth and Benedictine. That is a very yummy drink. Light ABV cocktail with orange juice called a Garibaldi, 3 to 1 orange juice Campari. Ah, yeah, okay, yeah. If you like, uh, yeah, you like both your Campari and your orange juice. Ah, Phil going all the way, getting a lemon tree, apple, plum, apricots, nectarines, having it all. Actually, I'd like to get some Australian natives like finger limes. You can get some great flavors with some Australian natives. Actually, we got a oh, was it Ribery? What's the indigenous name for Ribery? It's Lily Billy. Uh, and there's a lot of lily pilly trees in this neighborhood and in the park and whatnot. And there's a couple of variants. There's ones that grow at my house, which doesn't do a lot of fruit, but it does the best sort in that it's like these quite large. It looks like quite large red berries or small cherries, and they've got quite a big stone in them, like a cherry does. But what I do with these ones is sort of cut them in half and pit them, get rid of the seed, um, and cover them in sugar so it turns into a syrup, and you get a syrup that has a really nice, almost pear flavor in it, and it goes quite red because this sort of lily pilly is very red. Like I said, there's a few variations. Some are very light purple, and some don't actually split very well, and they're much harder to work with. But yeah, there's these red ones which are quite easy to sort of cut in half and get this seed out, and they're good. You're doing veggie stuff as well. Ooh, tomato plants again, fresh tomato, amazing. Mrs. Angry's the gardener, and she hasn't grown many veggies lately. She's been growing herbs. Oh, and lots of flowers. Oh my god, that's so fucking yummy. That old fashioned. I'm glad I made that. It's very yummy. It's got just a quite different vibe to a whiskey old fashioned, which is what I do. You got to mix things up. So bartender streams small channel on Twitch talking about Nocino. Oh, make your own. Yeah, actually, if you want an interesting YouTube channel that makes a lot of liqueurs, Rob's Home Bar. He's a Canadian, and he makes heaps of liqueurs, and he says it's because he can't get many of these liqueurs where he lives, so he makes his own. So he has some great, easy to follow recipes for making your own liqueurs. I get what you're saying, Xavier. You like to eat mini cherry tomatoes. Big ones, too big to eat in one go. So Philip, some photos on Facebook. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can find them on Facebook. Do, do, do. Japanese whiskey list. I have to share this. Okay, I didn't find Phil's stuff yet. Um, but this is Greg's little baby, Robot Man Greg. How cute is that little baby? so cute. That's how cute that baby is. So very, very cute. All right. I'm going to see if I can find Phil's thing. What's this doing to me? Okay. Phil Suter. Oh, God. My phone's fucking dinging at me again. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of photos, Phil. All right. Yeah, yeah. It's funny sometimes making your own is no cheaper than buying one. So if I never ate fresh food when I was a teenager, in terms of dollars, of course it was cheaper because I was a teenager in the dark ages, and because of inflation, the prices of everything has more than doubled. All right, sorry, that's what I was going to do. Have a look at some of Phil's garden photos. Digging a hole. Cat's helping. I like that the cat's helping. Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought we were doing garden photos. There are a lot of cat photos. And there is a dead body Phil has buried. Okay. So Pat is not the only hitman on the channel. Or maybe Phil is working with Pat and he's burying bodies. Yeah, that is a lot of bodies buried. Man, you just murdered a bunch of people, didn't you, Phil? Hell, dude. That's going to be a bit obvious when the cops come around. All right. Anyway, I love how many cat photos there are. Oh, more dirt. Oh, there you go. You're planting stuff. Cat gets another look in. Oh, what a majestic cat, by the way. Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, look at that. Look at all that stuff growing. That's cute. Tomatoes. Oh, there you go. Wait, have I think I've gone all the way through. I have. I've gone all the way through. Okay. Hey, Dontron, how are you going? Uh, the green veggie's going. Oh yeah, Phil Pat is a regular on the channel, and he's just the nicest, sweetest guy. And I don't know why I came sweet and innocent that have made up a thing that he's the most feared contract killer in the underworld, and he comes on here to have an alibi for when he's off murdering people. Yeah, Dontron, you came in yeah in a dead body talk. Yeah, if we say his name 3 times, he might appear. Um, oh, the cat photos are great, Phil. But yes, so yeah, the reason as soon as you had overturned Earth, I started talking about bodies being buried is because we always make that joke about Pat that he's off murdering people. Okay, man, that fucking old fashioned kicked ass. Mmm, yum. All right, but now is probably a good time to try this lemon bitters. Drink a bit of water. Oh, lawsy, lawsy. Yes, I only murder cocktails. Do, 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 do. All right. Trying the lemon, lime, and bitters. That's to say, it just seems like you're out in the backyard and the cat insists on taking part and doing the cat thing of pay attention to me. Simple syrup. Not such a simple syrup that I had in my old fashioned. I had my specialty syrup, which is like one of the best things I make, and I'm going to make some more tomorrow to make a liqueur with. Uh, so what I do is I slice up an apple, cover it in usually brown sugar or raw sugar, and you leave that for a day or so, and the sugar leaches all the moisture out of the apple and liquefies. And then in a saucepan, I toast some cooking spices. Just what I have, things like cinnamon and nutmeg and star anise and cloves, kind of, whatever I have in terms of cooking spices. Toast them a bit so all the aromas are getting released, and then add the uh, liquefied sugar and apples to that. So usually I'll add a bit of water just to make sure um, the sugar is all completely dissolved, and then I let it simmer for a while. That's just to reduce it a bit because I want it to be a really rich sugar syrup, and just to get all those flavors going through it. And then filter that, and then I have my spiced apple brown sugar syrup. Also, I keep the apple slices because they're kind of fucking. Yeah, Dontron, it wasn't the army guy who firebombed Friendly Geordie's place. It was someone affiliated with a crime family that Friendly Geordie's had actually mentioned in a video. So there's the turn up for the books. Australia should not phase out of cash. It's weird. Okay, with the conspiracy weirdos, they can be like uh, a, a stopped clock in that they can be right twice a day, but a stopped clock is also useless, as are conspiracy weirdos. But cash should not be phased out. There are 1,000 things wrong with getting rid of cash altogether. Not least is it disadvantages the most vulnerable people. It lets the banking and other monetary institutions absolutely fuck us over. Uh, and yes, I know cash use has gone down. Like voluntarily not using cash is one thing. Being enforced to not use cash is wrong on many, many levels. Dontron, Maniacs in the States, chips and debit cards market. Oh yeah, yeah. And again, they're wrong. Are there bad and evil things with credit cards and the banks and whatnot? Yes. Uh, and the tracking's not great because obviously digital transactions are completely tracked, and it does leave you at the mercy of the forces of the government. Tontron is a man who doesn't pay taxes. Very unsettling. Yeah, well, it's um, yeah, banks are fucking us over though. I mean, screw the fucking banks. But yes. Oh, really? Armaguard has said their business is unsustainable. Jesus. Okay, it's pretty weird. Oh yeah, no, no, no. The chances of us being absolutely fucked up by payment processors, banks, and other institutions is so high. And this is what I think. It's you get into this, and it's very easy to sound like the conspiracy wackos, but then they will say something stupid like the answer's gold, Bitcoin, just very, very, very stupid ideas. Um, but yeah, the idea of an enforced removal of uh, cash is very, very bad. Uh, would ultimately be quite negative for a significant chunk of the population. And I'm not even going after the criminals. But yeah, it's just the most vulnerable people are the ones most likely to be fucked over by a cashless society. Are you like cash? More careful not to spend it? Yeah, that's me. But it's just the fact that the payment processors can just add percentages to every transactions, they're fucking gangsters, basically. It's not a conspiracy. They're just greedy capitalist fucks. Okay, verdict. Not sponsored, but Schweppes Zero Sugar Lemon Bitters, actually quite yummy. It's good. Yeah, it's fucking extortion. Um, Again, voluntarily using digital transactions is one thing, but enforced cashless transactions is quite bad. It's quite bad. Um, uh, yep, that is actually really quite good. Yum. My second lemon bitters today. First one was made fresh in a pub. Was it better? Maybe. But that's actually, I'm surprised how much I like that. I thought it would be okay, but I quite like it. Phil, use cash? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're a bit more real with cash. So don't try a few places folded after being completely cashless. Yeah, well, again, is the thing of enforcing it is friggin' creepy. And a lot of the actual objections the weirdo conspiracy freaks have are not actually wrong. It's just that, their conclusions of what we should do as a result of this are usually rather stupid. It's kind of like when they go, oh, there are these elites who are fucking us over and controlling everything and screwing us. And go, yeah. And then they go, and Donald Trump will save us. And go, how stupid are you? He is so deeply entrenched in the system, you goddamn idiots. Well, yeah, the you don't have to be sinister for it to be wrong, basically. You can have the best intentions, as they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and you can put a policy in place that's bad. Yeah, that's the thing I don't get, like the literal, and that's actually honestly why I I very much wanted Bernie Sanders um, uh, to get the nomination in the US presidential year, the year the Democratic Party rat fucked him. They didn't do anything illegal. They didn't do anything criminal. They just got into a back room and said, "Oh no, Bernie Sanders is really popular and is getting these votes, and we can't control him. We need to do it." And so you got those elections in the Carolinas where Biden did way better than expected. Like he'd been an absolute failure, also ran up to that point, and then he did really well in the Carolinas. And they said, "Okay, Biden's the guy." And there's no two ways about it. They dragged the other contenders into a back room and went, "You are fucking withdrawing now. All the votes are going to go to Biden, okay? Because all the rest of you are splintering the non-Sanders vote, and Sanders just going to get unstoppable momentum. So we have to have one person running against Sanders." And Elizabeth Warren goes, "Can I stay in?" I go, "Yeah, because you're full of shit and you're just going to actually take votes away from Sanders. So that's fine. Stay in and fuck with Sanders." And here's the funny thing, the Republicans didn't have the balls to do the same thing. And also because they grossly underestimated Trump. The Democrats did not underestimate Sanders. They go, "Oh no, Sanders is going to win and we can't control him." And um, uh, the Republicans were just like, "Oh, we can beat Trump." And so they kept splintering the non-Trump vote into a huge number of people who were dropping off one by one, and Trump was just looking stronger and stronger. And if the Republicans had done the same thing that the Democrats had done, if they just grabbed all the candidates into a back room, and I don't even know who they would have picked, but if they said, "You're the only one staying in, it's you versus Trump," Trump would not have got the nomination. If there was one establishment Republican against Trump, the establishment Republican would have gotten the nomination. So, but yeah, the Democrats were just more brutal. RFK is a fucking cunt. He's a liar, dude. Oh no, he's a liar. Yes, he's an anti-vaxxer, but he's also a liar. He is a lying sack of shit. He's a gross, creepy, right-wing um, uh, ideologue. He's a bigot, and the biggest thing about RFK is he's a fucking liar. Uh, he is just full of shit. And anti-vax is not his only conspiracy thing. He's way over the top with conspiracies, but he's a piece of shit. He is real fucking garbage. So DeSantis was a urinalysis coordinator. He took P tests from sailors, like, so he wasn't actually a combat person. DeSantis is so fucking weird. Like, you see all those things where he can't act like a normal human. Like, he can't smile. Watching him try to smile. Yeah, no. Yeah, he watched sailors piss in cups. That was his whole thing. Yeah, it's DeSantis is so fucking weird. Yeah, he's a pod person. But again, DeSantis is a liar. He's a shameless, creepy fucking liar. Yes, the rest of the Kennedy clan has disowned RFK Jr. But again, I mean, the guy, he is a creepy, fucking roided up, lying, conspiracy spouting dickhead. Oh, Ted Cruz. He's the not you suspect he's not allowed within 100 meters of schools. That's the vibe Ted Cruz gives. It's he's there's something not right about that boy. Um, and again, Cruz is another just a fucking lie. I mean, most of them are. Like Safa brought up Obama. He was, to me, he was a massive disappointment. Like, I thought he seemed much better than Clinton, but as president, he was just down the line establishment Democrat. I don't think there would have been any difference between, apart from the optics, I don't think there would have been any difference between an Obama presidency and a Clinton presidency. Just very establishment shit. And I had this vain hope that Obama was not completely establishment. Turns out he was. Weirdly, Biden has turned out much better than I thought it'd be. I had such a low opinion of Biden, and I feel like I feel like he's been much better than I thought he would be. I think you're underestimating how warhawky Obama was. Don trying to say before, if there's space lizards, oh yeah, oh yeah, no, Dick Cheney definitely, but Hillary Clinton is. You remember the joke name for Bill Clinton, Slick Willie, because he's like a used car salesman, Slick. Um, Not a compliment, but he could get out of trouble because he was a smooth talker. And Hillary is, she just panders to people. Did you ever see that speech she gave somewhere down south? and she put down this "y'all good old boys" accent, and it was like, this is fucking embarrassing. What are you doing? Um, it's just like she just panders to people, and I think like their relationship over the decades. The Slick Willie nickname was well deserved. Yes, Dontron, you remember what I'm talking about? The fake redneck voice. God damn, that was. Oh god, that was a thing she said, wasn't it? Pokemon Go to the polls. Oh, she was so fucking cringy. Again, she pandered to people. Like when she was talking, she's on some talk show with some black women, and it's like, what do you all have? And it's, oh, I've always got hot sauce in my person. It's just like, oh my god, this is such gross pandering. Why are you doing this? At least I didn't feel like Obama did the pandering. That Clinton did, but Jesus. The deplorables, she should have doubled down on that. That was so fucking weak because she only said some Trump supporters are awful. Um, and she should have doubled down and just said, no, they fucking suck. They're white supremacist fuckholes. That's not Republicans. That's this hardcore of Trump's thing. He's actively sucking in Nazis. No, actually, Clinton sucking won Trump the election. I'll just go out and say it. Oh yeah, no, and she's so establishment. Like loved Henry Kissinger, and it's just like, oh god, ugh, and just this obvious inherent belief that she deserved the presidency. She was entitled to it, and Trump exploited that really well. Um, Because what did Trump do? He just told obnoxious fuckwits they were right, and he was incredibly consistent. Hey, you're right to be an obnoxious, bigoted fuckwit. It's cool. And Clinton was absolutely inconsistent, and yeah, she just fucking dropped the ball. Oh yeah, well, but again, in terms of American power brokers, millions is not that much. Kissinger was awful. Yes, the Killing Fields, Cambodia. Oh my god, Kissinger is probably the worst because he had so much influence over so many decades. After he should have been tried as a war criminal in the '60s. Uh, but you look at basically it's hard to think of power brokers in America who don't have the blood of millions. I suppose there wasn't any huge conflicts going on when Bill Clinton was in power, so he only has the blood of tens of thousands on his hands. Um, but like Obama perpetuated Bush's Middle East shit. The Bush administration has the blood of millions on their hand. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. No, Kissinger, one of history's greatest monsters. Again, speaking of which, because I'm always talking about the Behind the Bastards podcast, when he got a roll on with Kissinger, I think it ended up going to like 5 or 6 episodes just to really delve into what garbage Kissinger was. Cheeto Hitler's a cult of personality. Oh yeah, but again, uh, um, fucking Trump, he just tells horrible people what they want to hear. Well, the left take history. No, the establishment. It depends who you're calling the left. The establishment, whether they are conservative or liberal, fucking love Kissinger. Everyone decent hates Kissinger, but every person in power. Um, in fact, look, Ruka saying Kissinger probably hated Kissinger more than Bush, Cheney, Clinton loved Kissinger. It's just the establishment pandered to Kissinger so much when he was just a fucking monster. He's just awful. Um, But yes, no, the establishment loved the guy. Anyone who's vaguely rational and human was like, oh no, he's awful. He's terrible. Safa Kissinger, if by worse, if you mean who killed the most, Cheney engineered the illegal Iraq War, which killed 1 to 2 million civilians. But Kissinger engineered policies that killed so many more. Yeah, no, Kissinger definitely killed so many more. Oh yeah, but they all did. The entire establishment um, loved Kissinger. So yeah, I think Cheney would have loved to be Kissinger, but Cheney only had that really short period of comparatively short period of influence. Like Kissinger had 4 or 5 decades of influence, um, whereas Cheney only had about 1 decade of influence. Yeah, no, Kissinger was or behind all the death squads in South America. Yeah, no, Cheney would have loved to have been Kissinger, but I just don't think he was. Although, again, engineering the invasion of Afghanistan and Iraq, uh, killing somewhere around 1 to 2 million civilians, pretty fucking bad, honestly, uh, and giving rise to a whole bunch of terrorist groups that killed a bunch of people around the world. Uh, you know, Cheney, piece of shit, definitely. That was actually nail hit on the head there, Don Tron. Cheney was held back by a lack of charisma. Like Cheney was obviously a comic book villain, whereas Kissinger fucking charmed people. Also, women. Man, Kissinger banged hot women back in the day, which is wild. And I don't think Cheney ever did. If there's a superpower as much US, well, there it's like you're summing up the Cold War there, Safa. That when both the Soviets and the States had nukes, they went, well, we can't go against each other directly. So, you had a Cold War and all these proxy wars where they were backing opposite sides, North and South Korea, North and South Vietnam, Iran, Iraq, uh, just a whole bunch of fuckery that killed so many people. Okay, Kissinger was in the Congo as well. There you go. That's a kind of side thing, causing some fucking massacres in Africa. Okay, that name's familiar, and I can't quite pronounce it. Zbigniew Brzezinski. I can't quite place who that was. Oh, the guy who armed the Taliban. Okay. Oh, to fight the yes. Oh, there's a very interesting movie called Charlie Wilson's War. It's about the states providing arms to the Taliban. Um, and it's based on the true story, and it all fell apart because they didn't do follow through. It's like, well, you can't just give people guns. You have to like support the economy and the education system, and they didn't. And Afghanistan fell to shit, which let the Taliban do their bullshit. Um, okay, so Charlie Wilson was a puppet of Brzezinski. Okay, there you go. So that name sounds like a very Russian name. So it's like a really anti-Soviet person. And again, I completely understand a Russian person or someone from an area that was dominated by the USSR. I completely understand them being extremely anti-Soviet. And yes, very good cast. Tom Hanks, Julia Roberts, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Oh, his daughter is a host on CNN. There you go. Well, who knows how you get a job on CNN? I don't even think CNN's relevant anymore, but who knows? I don't know shit. Oh, her name is Micah Brzezinski. Okay. Micah? Mika? Yeah. Oh, yes. US foreign policy. It's like, I haven't seen that big a fuck up since British foreign policy or, all the European colonizers, basically. I don't watch much news now. I read, which again, that's from mainstream outlets a lot of the time, but it's like you could at, at least find different voices and maybe get some a different thing. The Israel Palestine thing is the fucking worst. And it's so weird. Like, it is absolutely clear globally there is a huge, significant majority of people who are like, Israel, what the fuck are you doing? Calm the fuck down. And the but establishment, Western media, and politicians are like, can't say anything bad about Israel. It's like, fucking hell. Oh God, strictly Sega. CNN had an ad for Applebee's during the bombing of Ukraine. Jesus. Ah, commercial media. It's a wonderful thing. Oh, and it's just like actors and journalists getting fired for actually saying anything in defense of Gaza and saying, hey, that thing the Israeli government and military are doing kind of fucked. Kind of looks like a genocide. Looks fucking psycho. And again, the way they tie themselves in knots, because there are a significant number of Jewish people who are completely against the actions of the Israeli government and military. And the people tying themselves in knots to say they're anti Semitic, and it's just like, oofed. It's just fucked. And of course, it's complicated because you do get anti-Semitic people criticize and, in fact, trying to jump in on, you know, protests calling for a ceasefire and whatnot. And yeah, no, strictly Sega, good for your mental health, quite honestly, because that shit is fucked up. Oh, don't try, and I didn't realize you were Jewish. Yeah, no, the IDF is monstrous. I swear to God, the stuff we've seen on videos that they've shared, which are just psychotically evil. And it's just like, okay, if that's what they're sharing and that's what they're proud of, what the fuck are they doing that we don't see? It's just like, oh my fucking God. It's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. Ugh. But it is very interesting to see how badly the propaganda machine is failing this time, because it's been pretty effective in the past. But it's just like what they're doing now is so extreme. It's like, no, I'm sorry, no propaganda can cover this. Everyone's just looking at it and going, what the fuck? Um, Yeah, it's some evil, fucked up shit. Uh, it's really weird. Like, people saying, "Do you condemn Hamas?" The attacks uh, Hamas did were horrific, awful, unjustified, and I also think really cynical. Okay, here's my hot take, and with the huge asterisk of I don't know shit, and this is pure speculation. But the vibe I got from those Hamas attacks was they did something extremely over the top that they knew was going to provoke an absolutely extreme response from Israel. I kind of sound conspiratorial when I say this, but this just actually makes military and political sense to me. Hamas did something absolutely horrific and inexcusable in the belief that it would make Israel do something so much worse. And there was a feeling that Israel will go way too far and all the neighboring countries will actually launch military action against Israel, which currently there's no sign of. But again, that's my huge hot take, that the Hamas attack was engineered specifically to generate an absolutely horrific response from Israel, and which would, I think their glorious hope was all the neighboring Arab countries would actually launch military operations against Israel, which doesn't look like it's happening. But again, which is a really fucked, awful, cynical thing. Again, huge asterisk. I have no evidence whatsoever for that. That's just a hot take. Actually, that's also a sensible take, Dontron, to end the relationship Israel building with the Saudis. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Saudis have some fucking issues. Namely, that they're like a medieval totalitarian fucking monarchy. When we say issues, they fucking suck. Yeah. New time for the House of Saud, basically. Untrustworthy motherfuckers, and yes, human rights abuses out the wazoo. Not great. Not great people. Oof. But yes. Oh my god, it's just so unpleasant that you can just go like anywhere in the world and kind of throw a dart and hit somewhere in the world and find out like, okay, well here's what's fucked about them. Like literally wherever that lands. That includes Australia. Just there are so many policies of various Australian governments that are just shit and unforgivable. And it's all done in our name. It's awesome. And by awesome, I mean absolutely fucked. Oof. Wow, we're getting dark and depressing. But, that is also accurately reflecting the world as far as I'm concerned. So now we can, celebrate Gravy Day, 21st of December. Well, that came out in 96, so that's not that far off its 30th anniversary. I tell you what, my favorite lyric from that song, and Dontron, you may not know what the fuck I am talking about. Oh, the AUKUS deal. I don't know if that's an absolute done deal, but it's a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. Oh yeah, Safa, why didn't Israel have border guards? Yeah, Dontron, partly it was a religious holiday, but also it was just Israel were completely unprepared for Hamas to do something as extreme as they do. And there's example after example of the Israeli military being, well, fucked, kind of. But yes, Dontron, if you have no idea what I'm talking about with Gravy Day, so it's a song from almost 30 years ago by legendary Australian, actually co-written by two legendary, actually one Australian, one New Zealand, Neil Finn from Crowded House and Split Ends, and Paul Kelly, Australian, called How to Make Gravy. And it's basically a monologue in the form of someone writing a letter. Uh, and it's, "Hello, Dan, it's Joe here. I hope you're keeping well. It's the 21st of December. Now they're ringing the last bells. If I get good behavior, I'll be out of here by July. Won't you kiss my kids on Christmas Day? Please don't let them cry for me." So 21st of December, someone who's in prison writing a letter to his family uh, just before Christmas. And yeah, so Gravy Day. So we now call 21st of December Gravy Day because it's the date mentioned in the song. And it's hard. The lyrics are fucking heartbreaking. Shall I read them all? Because they're really good. Like, because he just keeps talking about his family and he can't see them. It's like, "I guess the brothers are driving down from Queensland. Stella's flying in from the coast. They say it's going to be 100 degrees, maybe even more, maybe, but that won't stop the roast. Who's going to make the gravy now? I bet it won't taste the same. Just add flour, salt, a little red wine. Don't forget a dollop of tomato sauce for sweetness and extra tang. Give my love to Angus and to Frank and Dolly. Tell them all I'm sorry I screwed up this time." And it just goes on talking about, like, Mary's got a new boyfriend. I hope he can hold his own. Do you remember the last one? What was his name again? Just a little too much cologne. But he's talking about his wife, Rita. Like, so he's writing to his brother, Joe. And this is the lyric that really gets me. It says, "You'll dance with Rita. I know you really like her. Just don't hold her too close. Brother, please don't stab me in the back." But the lyric that gets me is the one straight after that. "I didn't mean to say that. It's just my mind that plays up." So it's like he's thinking about his family and he's so upset he can't be there with Christmas. And then it comes out he's got this paranoid thought his brother's going to make a move on his wife. But then it just comes back to, "Oh God, I didn't mean to say that." It's just, I'm in here and my mind is playing tricks. And just, and it's he sings it. It's kind of half spoken word, half sung, and just the raw emotion in it. And like whole bits of it are really light and sweet and fun and frivolous, and other bits are fucking rip your heart out. And it's just great. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. You can imagine being in the isolation of prison and just being in your own head and just fuck. Oh yeah, actually, that's a good parallel, Strict Saga, in the film The Castle, the son that was in prison. And yes, the music, it's really simple and it's really good. Yeah, go find it. How to Make Gravy, Dontron. Uh, just it's got it's a folky vibe, and like I said, the lyrics and the music by two absolutely awesome singer songwriters, Neil Finn and Paul Kelly. So you've only done a month, but oh yeah, isolation just fucks with you, and that's why humans generally have done isolation as punishment, because you want to punish someone. Um, Isolation fucks them up. And it's why one of the worst punishments was always solitary confinement, particularly putting people in little featureless rooms for extended periods. Absolutely destroys you. So it's fucked. But yeah, so How to Make Gravy, and today's Gravy Day. And I don't know how good a gravy recipe that is. Flour, salt, little red wine, and a dollop of tomato sauce. Okay, now I'm just going to rethink. My mum used to make gravy do big Christmas roasts, and the basic thing was we had like electric fry pans. I don't know if everyone knows what an electric fry pan is, but it's a cooking thing that's electric. It's kind of like a fry pan, and she cook whatever she's roasting, like lamb, chicken, whatevs, in that, and in some fat, and all the flavor from the meat would go into the fat as well. And then when it's cooked, she takes it out, and then with that fat, she like pour a lot of them out, and yeah, you get a lot of the what is it? I guess crispiness, black char from the meats in there, and yeah, and then it would be like flour and salt and water, and there's your gravy that's flavored like food. Oh yeah, so Dontron, you know what I mean? Okay, I don't know how widely known the whole bloody electric fry pan thing is. But I actually grew up with an electric fry pan. Things were rarely cooked in an on stove fry pan. Oh, okay. You actually put the song on in the background. Um, yeah, I just feel like Paul Kelly puts some just lovely lyrics in it. Oh, you're looking up Wikipedia things. Characters in To Her Door, Love Never Runs Out. So, okay. So, because the guy in To Her Door is a bit of a fuck up. Um, which is such a good song. To Her Door is such a good song. Um, uh, so it's basic. The basic story of To Her Door is like a couple are married, they have kids, and I know the guy starts drinking and loses his job and turns into a fuck up. So his wife leaves him, and he spends a couple of years trying to make himself better. And he's writing her letters, and she thinks he sounds better, and so she asks him to come back. And the whole thing is he's heading to her door. There you go. Gravy recipe is the one Kelly learned from his first father-in-law. There you go. Yeah, see, Don Tron, it's again the. I don't think either Kelly or Neil Finn have done jail time, but Kelly certainly had low points in his life, and he certainly had associates who would have done jail time. Um, Kelly definitely had an issue with heroin in his early life, and he's a gem. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, everyone who has family has fucked up things. Dozing off. Thank you for hanging out, Dr. Jones. Always good to see you. Um, oh god, I can just remember two guys I know who are musicians who uh shit talked Paul Kelly, and one in particular was shit talking the Gravy song. And I didn't really say anything because I didn't want to have a fight. But there's one guy who specifically shit talked the Gravy song. I was like, it's really hard not to just go like, motherfucker, on your best day, if you wrote a song a tenth as good as How to Make Gravy, you'd fucking blow your load. It just reeks of jealousy. Uh, and the other guy was talking, oh, poor Kelly, what do people like? Poor? I was like, dude, you like prog rock. What the fuck is your fucking problem? Um, oh, so for your stepdad did the Gravy. There you go. Oh, there's a fun bit of trivia. His nephew did the singer songwriter but disappeared. I'm not familiar with the nephew. You bought a CD before that and wanted a band. I've got in my vinyl collection, I think I've got Gossip, which is a double album that has great, great songs on it. So I don't even know if the first few years the convicts settling in Australia would have even really known it was Christmas. I don't know. I'm not a historian. Justin, you're going Canberra to Sunshine Coast. Overnight stopping. Oh, traffic's going to be a fucking nightmare. Stay safe. Ah, so Wanted Man was from the 16th floor. Love never runs on time. Because, I just want to, uh, uh, I'm going to go the track list from the Gossip double album. Last Train to Heaven. Leaps and Bounds, which is one of his classics. That is such a good song. Before the Old Man Died, Down on Speedway, White Train, Randwick Bells. Before Too Long, another absolute classic. Adelaide, Won't Be Torn Apart. Going About My Father's Business, Somebody's Forgetting Somebody. Ballroom, Tighten Up, I've Come For Your Daughter. So Blue, Execution, Incident on South Darling, Maralinga, Darling It Hurts was another huge single for him. Look So Fine, Feel So Low is another big one for him. Stories of Me, Don't Harm the Messenger, Gossip After the Show. So it's a double album that had, it's just an overall really good album. 4 tracks released as singles that were real bangers. Yeah, Safra, it would have been the same calendar, but I again, I'm not a historian. I don't know. Maybe they would have marked Christmas. I don't know. Yeah, I can imagine being at boarding school, just flogging all your CDs. Dontron sounds super boomerish. Well, there is. I know there's a lot of new Australian music that I like, but everyone has their own things. There are some really good singer songwriters in Australia now. I pay. I'm very parochial, I guess. I pay less attention to stuff from around the world. That's leaps and bounds. I'm high on the hill. The clock says 11 degrees. That's leaps and bounds. Um, yeah, probably there are four singles on that album that absolutely stood out. It's leaps and bounds. Before Too Long. Darling It Hurts. And Before Too Long. Did I say Before Too Long? Let me go again. Leaps and Bounds. Before Too Long. Darling It Hurts. Look So Fine, Feel So Low probably wasn't as big as the others, but it's a good song. Okay, 3 really big ones, the real bangers: Darling It Hurts, Before Too Long, and Leaps and Bounds. And they're 3 really quite different songs. Yeah, those are definitely the 3 big ones. And I just love how different they are, particularly because like Darling It Hurts is like this really ballsy blues sort of number, which is really different to the other ones. But basically, he's pretty good. And yes, definitely key things in Australian music history. Oh yeah, leaps and bounds just because it mentions the MCG and high on the hill. The clock says 11 degrees. Actually, what's the actual lyrics? Now I'm just going to do the whole thing. Paul Kelly, leaps and bounds lyrics. High on the hill, looking over the bridge to the MCG. Way up on high, the clock on the silo says 11 degrees. And then it's, I remember. But yeah, that is so Melbourne, those lyrics. High on the hill, looking over the bridge to the MCG. Way up on high, the clock on the silo says 11 degrees. Very Melbourne. And yeah, the clock is still there. Does it still work? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I could drive past it this weekend and check. But it's still, the silos are still there, and I think the clock is still there. I think it still works. Not sure. But yes, very Melbourne. What was it his other classic one? It was from the album before Gossip. Um, Track from St Kilda to King's Cross is 13 hours on a bus. And it's got just great lines in it, like, if the rain don't fall too hard, everything looks just like a postcard. Everything goes on just the same. And the thing is, like, you talk about how much he loves St Kilda. There's I'll give you all of Sydney Harbour, all that land and all that water for that one sweet promenade. So you remember Cayman while you were crossing the bridge from Rod Laverelli into the MCG. Used to walk Jollymont to get home. Nice. Nice. Well, anyway, that was a much nicer way to round things out. I don't want to shy away from how awful the fucking world is, but a bit of Paul Kelly was a nicer way to end things. Because I'm going to end things. I'm going to go to bed. Tomorrow is my last day of work, working from home. Cool. Then 3 weeks off. Yay. Yeah, no, talking music was great. Talking movies is great when we do that as well. Glad you liked it too, Dontron. So not it is definitely cherry time. So sleepy burgers. Yum. Oh, fucking yum those. I should just bring some of my vinyl crates in here and obsess about the albums. I've got 3 crates of albums. I'll try and remember to do, or remind me to do it tomorrow night for party night. I'll bring out a crate of albums and obsess about music. Yeah. All right. All right. I'm going to fucking do that. So remind me. If I forget, remind me I said I was going to do that. And I'll just go and get one of the crates of vinyl and just obsess over the shit that's in it. Safan, most of it's from the 80s. There's probably some 90s, but most of the vinyl's from the 80s. There's a couple from the 70s, but most of it's 80s. So you all take care. I'm going to go sleepy bobos, and if you're around tomorrow night, we'll have a good old time then. I probably will make some cocktail videos tomorrow, so I'm ready for New Year's, because I haven't made my New Year's Eve videos yet. Maybe make some shots, maybe set something on fire, maybe do something with bubbles. I'll think about it tomorrow. But yeah, take care, you fine people. See